welcome to episode 44 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. My name is Michaeli. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and this is my podcast where I talk about my knitting, my crocheting, and my yarn dyeing. You can find me online at breakingyarn.com or anywhere on social media at Breaking Yarn. Today I have one finished object and some whips. And one of the whips is a half finished object. So let's jump into it. My finished object, actually, do I have it? Let me see, hold on. No, I do not have the finished object to show with you because it was a Musselburgh hat for my husband and I already gave it to him and he's wearing it right now outside while he's watching our 3-year-old and I record this. Okay, so I made him a Musselburgh hat. This is a pattern by Isolde Teague. And I knit his half Jane Margolis and Swish DK and half Lily of the Valley. And what I did was I started with the Jane Margolis and my increases took me about 15 grams. But it wouldn't really matter that much because I knit him basically two different hats, a reversible type hat. So I knew I was going to have more than enough yarn. I knit him the extra large size. And what I did was I knit the Jane Margolis first. And then when I met the halfway mark for my inches that the pattern recommends. And then what I did is I counted how many rounds I did after my increases. So then I just replicated it with a round count on the other side so that they would be like exactly in the middle. And when he wears it, the other color like flips out. You can see the other color like accenting a little bit, which he actually said he really loves. So I'm happy about that. It fits him well. Last time I made him a Musselburgh hat, I made him a large and it's a little snug and that one was out of fingering weight. But now this one is out of DK and I made the extra large and it fits perfect. I was like asking him, is it a little big? Is it okay? And he's like, no, I love it. So that's my finished object. That was for the Breaking Yarn Fall Muscle Madness Cal that I was hosting on Instagram. I already pulled all the winners and contacted everyone. They all won prizes, and a huge thank you to Kimber's Cozy Creations, Anna from Zebra Yarns, Danielle from Midwest Stitches, and of course I gave a gift card to my shop as well. But thank you so much to all of you for participating. I had so much fun. I didn't count up how many finished hats we had. Maybe if I have time I can do that. I know Anna of Zebra Yarns finished 13 hats. I finished 3. There were several other people who finished 1 or finished 2. So there was quite a few number of finished hats, which is really exciting. And a lot of people reached out saying that they appreciated the nudge to give the pattern a go and to figure out the cast on. I know that seems like the trickiest part for a lot of people is to figure out the cast on. I personally liked using the disappearing loop method by Knitting Vortex on YouTube. She explains it really well and shows you obviously very clearly how to do it. And I find that one the easiest for me to do as well. Okay. So I have a few whips, and like I said, one of them is a half whip. So let me show you. This is one of my football socks. I knit these toe up, and I'm gonna do an afterthought heel. I have not done it yet. I cast it off, and this is exactly why I tend to not like doing toe up socks, because I feel like it's like pretty flary as opposed to like one of my other socks that you knit cuff down. Like that is much more clean than this. And it's confusing because this is a stretchy cast on and this is a stretchy bind off. but it obviously flares a lot more, which actually in this case is probably okay because these socks are super long and they go up probably to my high calf. So it's actually probably okay that it stretches a little bit more on there. But if you have tips on how to get a stretchy bind off that doesn't flare, let me know. I tried watching some videos. I can't remember exactly who I was watching, but the girl had said to do the stretchy part every other stitch and not like every stitch. And she said that seemed to help with her, but I'm curious to know if you have other tips. Please let me know them. This is a fade that I got from Anna of Zebra Yarns. It's black, yellow, lighter yellow, light yellow, and then it goes to white. And I actually bound off. I did a few rounds in the white and then I bound off in the white. And my plan is to use the rest of the white for the heel, wherever I decide it needs to go, probably somewhere down here. Yeah, so I'm gonna use this white to do an afterthought heel. I've never done an afterthought heel. I've also, well, I have knit toe up once, but I never finished those socks. So this is technically my first finished object of toe up socks. So I'll have to figure out how to do the afterthought heel. But I'm excited for these. And I actually, on Thursday night football, so I'm only knitting these socks during football, the NFL. And I started my second little tiny toe there. I got that going. I still have some increases to do. And then I can knit away until the second one is done. My plan and my hope is that I can get these done before my birthday because we're gonna go to the Steelers Atlanta game in Atlanta. I'm super excited. We're gonna kind of make it like my birthday and our anniversary trip. We're celebrating 15 years this month. So I'm super excited to, maybe I can wear these at the game. Wouldn't that be fun? That's my hope and that's my plan. So I'm gonna try to get those done, but I can only work on them during football. So we'll see. I have like, I guess I have like a month and a half or so. So that should be enough time, I hope. Okay, so my next whip, I kind of just showed you when comparing cuffs, are my Holly white socks in this amazing colorway from Lauren of Granite State Yarns. Oh my gosh, I'm knitting these on 9-inch circs from ChiaoGoo. I'll link them down below. And this is my Holly white socks pattern. Might be a little harder to see with this type of yarn instead of like a semi-solid or a solid colorway. But I'm loving how they're turning out. They're so cute. I'm knitting these at the same time that Jules Knits is knitting hers. She also got this colorway from Lauren of Granite State Yarns. It came in a sock set. I think it's called Tropical Sock Set. And last I checked, she still had one left. But yeah, so Jules had said, oh, I got that yarn too. And I was like, hey, you want to knit socks together? So we're both knitting the Holly white socks, which is my pattern. And yeah, I'm loving it. It's so cute. I love this colorway. I love how it's like striping, but they're like such fun stripes. Like they're all different colors. Stripes, the way that Lauren dyed this yarn up is real fun. So I'm loving that. I did the slip stitch heel. I'm just following the pattern exactly as it's written. Look how the heel turn did too. It's fun. But yeah, I'm just following the pattern like it recommends. And that's it. That's my first sock. So I'm working on that one slowly too. I'm trying not to rush through these projects too much. And I have been working on my Marie Schrader sock design, And I'm thinking I will give you guys who watch my podcast a sneak peek first. I have not shared this on Instagram yet, mostly because like it's taken me a really long time to even get to this point. I probably ripped the sock like 20 times, like not even joking. Every design that I was trying for Marie wasn't working out. So I went back to the drawing board. I literally sketched to mimic this shirt that she wore in the show with chevron V's. So let me show you the front of the sock design. Let's see if you can see this. So this is what it is. They're little chevron V's that you knit, and then there's these 2 columns of slips that run down the sides on either side. But I just think this is so regal for her and elegant. And I'll tell you what I did too. So I did 6 chevrons before I started the heel, which I did a Eye of the Partridge heel flap because I wanted it to match Skylar's socks, which is her sister in the show. And then, so I did 6 chevrons before starting the heel, and I did that because 6 in 1,000 people are kleptomaniacs. And Marie Schrader is a kleptomaniac. So I thought that was a fun little addition to make it very Marie-like. Obviously, this is the Marie Schrader colorway as well in my sock fingering base. I'm also knitting these on 9-inch circulars. I have a progress keeper on there from Monster Knits. I'll link her down below as well. And then, so after the chevrons run down the leg, I'm gonna end it with a star toe, mostly because I've been wanting to try that in a pattern, and I'm loving knitting the star toe, and I think it would be really fun for other people to be able to knit the star toe. And add another tool in your tool belt. And also because I believe Marie thinks she's the star of the family. So it kind of works out on multiple levels. But that's my sock design. You're the first to see it. I have not shared this on Instagram anywhere yet. And I will put out tutorials on how I'm doing these stitches with the sock pattern. So don't you worry. I will make sure you have lots of guidance. I'm just doing right twists and left twists, but what's interesting about left and right twists is there are a lot of different ways to do it. I found that out when I made my summer trellis by Knitterella, the summer top that has like diamond shapes on it. I found out that there were tons of different ways to do a right twist and a left twist on YouTube. So kind of once you figure out what works for you, you just kind of got to stick with that. But I will put out videos on how I'm doing it so that you can replicate it as close as possible. Okay, moving on. I have a new cast on that I'm going to be starting, and I actually wound one of my skeins before recording the podcast, and we'll have to wind the other 2. But these are by Haute Bohème Fibers. I got these from the Taos Wool Festival last year. This one is called Magic. This one, which is like a variegated with the same pink, some orangey corals, and some turquoise, is called The Never Ending Story. And then this one, which is a bright corally orange one that matches these 2 skeins, is called Adversary. And my plan for these is to knit the Ravello Sweater by Isabel Kramer. And I will be starting with this color up here. I didn't really want orange near my face as much. So I'm starting up here. Then I will do some striping with this. And then I will do striping with this, and then this will be the rest of the body. So I'm going to be knitting the Ravello Sweater by Isabel Kramer. I'm super excited to be using these, for one, because I've had them for over a year now. But also because these are going to be like so gorgeous together. I'm super excited to use these. I got to get them all wound up, but I'm super excited for that. I'm going on a very long road trip, so I figured I will have enough time to finish the sock design, maybe finish up my holly white socks. I also wound yarn. Did I put it here? Where did I put it? I also rewound up some Saul Goodman yarn that I had left over from my Saul Goodman socks pattern. I'm gonna try to make some shorties out of these. They're called, I think they're called Super No-Show shorties, Super No-Show socks. I'm not sure, but I'll put it down on the screen for you. But I'm gonna make those out of this and try that sock pattern. And I also wound up my Malabrigo Rasta in the Boreal colorway. I'm gonna knit the hat that I bought this yarn for. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Deco, something Deco. Again, I'll put it on the screen, but those are some future cast-ons. So I have some no-show socks, a hat, bulky weight hat, a sweater project, a bunch of socks. Was there something else? I'm trying to remember if there was something else that I was gonna knit too. Oh yeah, I'm also gonna take a skein of Walter White because I have a design idea for his socks already. And in case I get around to working on those, I will have this too to work on it. But I also didn't want to have just another sock design in case it didn't go well like Marie. Because Marie Schrader's socks, like I said, I had trouble and had to rip it like 20 times. And I think if that was my only project, I might go a little crazy and I need to have something like easy to work on too. So that's my plan. Those are my future casts on. Last weekend, I was supposed to film a podcast episode. I'm 1 week behind now. But instead, I went to the Mountain and Valley Wool Festival with my friend Leah and Mary from Las Cruces. They drove up here and we drove to Santa Fe together and then had the day there and then drove back. I actually filmed a vlog of the Mountain and Valley Wool Festival and I will link it up here in case you want to check that out. And that will be the reason for why I did not film a podcast episode last weekend. Lastly, my shop is going to be closed October 11th through the 26th, or till the 26th, so through the 25th. My shop will be closed. That's breakingyarn.com. So if you want to get anything from the shop, please do it before October 11th so that I can get it shipped before I go. I think that's everything for episode 44 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me. I hope you have a wonderful day and we'll see you next time.